This is Harvard University. It's one of the most prestigious and renowned institutions of higher learning in the world. It's widely regarded as the benchmark of academic excellence, the bar by which all other universities are measured, which makes this story of the paranormal and supernatural all the more strange and bizarre. 3 respected and highly regarded professors have published a new study claiming that the Earth might actually be hollow and that advanced civilizations, aliens, and reptilian humanoids,
it means they are lizard people,
are very real, living among us and piloting the UAPs now being reported by governments around the world. In the field of unidentified aerial phenomenon, UAP research, few topics have given us as much attention and speculation as the concept of reptilian humanoids, or as they're now referred to as Cryptoterrestrials. It's a theory that was popularized into the mainstream by David Icke, a former football announcer. The real football, played with the feet, not the hands. And now, a groundbreaking study by Harvard University seemingly supports what has always been thought of as a fringe theory by taking a bold step into redefining our perceptions and beliefs. That is, that UAPs may actually originate from an advanced subterranean civilization living deep beneath the Earth's surface, a civilization that may have played a large and important role in our human evolution. Now, the idea of reptilian humanoids, or yes, lizard people, it's not a new one. It actually goes back to ancient mythology and folklore, with tales of serpent-like beings inhabiting underground realms or possessing supernatural powers. And up until Harvard's report, they've often been dismissed as fantasy, stories of whimsy and adventure. But now it's believed these legends may actually conceal a hidden truth about our planet's history and the existence of intelligent life forms beyond humanity. The Harvard report, titled The Cryptoterrestrial Hypotheses, that's a tough one to say. I'm going to need a lot more coffee. Titled The Cryptoterrestrial Hypotheses, a case for scientific openness to a subterranean earthly explanation for unidentified anomalous phenomena. Written by Professors Brendan Case, Michael Paul Masters, and Tim Lomas. It presents an unconventional explanation for UAPs, the history of mankind, the Earth's geology, and the potential for life on other planets. So, let's take a quick look. Now, many people are aware of unidentified aerial phenomenon, UAP sightings, or what we used to call UFOs back in my day when cars still ran on gasoline and we had TVs instead of monitors. Back when if you wanted to know what time it was, you needed to know how to read one of these. But few of us have ever considered the possibility that UAP events could be linked to an advanced subterranean civilization living right beneath our feet. These beings would have had to have developed unique physical characteristics and abilities, allowing them to thrive in their underground environment. Now, this is all just wild speculation, but the professors have given the subject careful consideration and a great deal of research. They've based their conclusions on 4 major important theories and observations.
From New York, tonight, Harvard's Reptilian Hollow Earth Top 4 Countdown. And now, the Duke of Paranormal Media, the King of Low Subscribers, Supernatural Chronicle!
Yeah! Okay, settle down, folks, settle down. Harvard's top 4 theories and observations of aliens inside the Hollow Earth. Tibor, we need a new window! I like that. Number 1, ancient myths and legends. Myths and legends of godlike beings with supernatural powers are considered superstitious fantasy. But according to the Harvard professors, they may actually tell a hidden truth about our planet's history and the existence of intelligent life forms beyond humanity. For example, in ancient Mesopotamia, the Epic of Gilgamesh tells the story of Enkidu, who travels to the underworld to learn the secrets of the gods. This is a mythological story that's similar to those of other cultures who talk about underground realms and advanced civilizations. The Sumerians, Babylonians, and Assyrians, they all left behind records of their encounters with beings from the underworld, which they believed was inhabited by intelligent entities or gods. Similar tales can be found in ancient Greek mythology, where the underworld was ruled by Hades, a god with extraordinary powers. And in Norse mythology, the dwarves were said to have built magnificent cities beneath the earth, filled with treasures and technological wonders. The Hindu mythological text, the Mahabharata, describes a subterranean world known as Patala, which is said to be inhabited by a variety of beings, including gods, demons, and even humans. According to the myth, Patala is connected to the surface world through underground tunnels and caverns. The Tibetan Book of the Dead is a Buddhist text which describes a subterranean world known as Bardo, which is said to be inhabited by demon, human, and godlike beings. And it too is connected to the surface world through underground tunnels and caverns. According to the professors, the widespread presence of these myths across so many cultures, so many continents, and time suggests there may actually be a lot more to this than just fictional tales. These could actually be accounts and records of ancient truths that have been passed down through generations, but slightly distorted or even lost over time. Or at least this is what the Harvard professors are suggesting. Number 2, unusual geological formations. And then there are the unexplainable geological formations that are found around the world. These formations defy natural geological processes, meaning that they appear to have been made by either man, or someone, or something else. Kind of like finding 2 Starbucks across the street from each other. Off the coast of Japan lies the Yonaguni Monument, a submerged rock formation resembling a pyramid or a man-made monument. This underwater feature has been the cause of intense debate among scientists, researchers, and enthusiasts alike. Some are suggesting it was created by an ancient civilization and is evidence of an advanced lost culture. The Harvard study also mentions the Nazca Lines in Peru as another unusual geological formation that could be related to an underground civilization. The Nazca Lines are a series of large-scale geoglyphs etched into the desert floor near Nazca, Peru. They depict various animals, plants, geometric shapes, and what even looks like a spaceman. But their purpose and meaning? They're unclear. They're often attributed to ancient cultures in the region, and some theorists have suggested that they might actually be part of an underground civilization's communication system or ritual practice. Bimini Road is another formation that has interested theorists. It appears to be a man-made road that lies submerged off the coast of Florida. It lacks any clear explanation for its construction or even its purpose, and it looks far too man-made to be considered a natural formation. The study suggests that this too could be evidence of an advanced underground civilization living beneath the Earth's surface. Similar formations can be found all over the world. Number 3, Admiral Byrd's Arctic account. Admiral Richard E. Byrd's account of an underground world is one of the most fascinating of all time. Admiral Byrd was a renowned American explorer and naval officer. He kept diaries as documentation of his many adventures throughout his career. Back then, TikTok was called diaries. In one such encounter from February of 1947, Byrd describes an extraordinary encounter during his Antarctic expedition called Operation High Jump. According to Byrd's account, while flying over the South Pole in a P-38 Lightning reconnaissance plane, he and his co-pilot, Harold June, entered a strange, uncharted region of Antarctica. As they flew deeper into this area, they observed unusual landscapes, including vast caverns and towering ice structures that defied explanation by any conventional geological processes. Some even claim that Byrd actually entered one such cavern, where he flew over a massive underground city that was highly technologically advanced. It was there that he met tall, blonde, blue-eyed humanoid aliens who shared advanced technologies and warned of the many dangers of nuclear war and the importance of preserving the Earth's climate. Byrd's diary entry is often disputed and dismissed as a hoax, leaving some researchers to claim that such a dismissal is a government-backed disinformation propaganda campaign to cover up Byrd's find. That said, Byrd's account is an integral part of modern folklore surrounding the Hollow Earth theory and the cryptoterrestrial hypotheses. Number 4, UAP patterns and behaviors. UFOs and UAPs have experienced a renewed interest now that the American government is openly investigating and reporting sightings. Traditionally, these sightings were dismissed as man-made objects, misidentification, hoaxes, or even the result of confusion. Anyone who reported a sighting was publicly mocked and even ridiculed. Nice hat. But now, There is no denying the consistency in the reports of unusual flight patterns, maneuverability, and performance capabilities that defy our understanding of conventional physics. UAPs are reported to perform high-speed turns, instantaneous acceleration or deceleration, and seemingly impossible changes in direction. These aerodynamic feats are beyond the capabilities of known aircraft, leading some researchers to propose alternative explanations for these sightings. The cryptoterrestrial hypothesis offers a provocative solution, suggesting that UAPs may originate from an advanced subterranean civilization. Other UAP patterns include repetitive appearances in specific locations or at particular times. These recurring sightings have led some researchers to speculate about the existence of UFO highways or UFO corridors, which indicate a more complex infrastructure supporting these aerial phenomenon. The Harvard study proposes that these patterns may be related to the movement of advanced subterranean craft through hidden passageways or tunnels. The idea of an advanced subterranean civilization existing beneath our feet, deep within the Earth, it's an interesting one. One of the most pressing questions, though, is how do we detect and communicate with such a civilization? After all, the technologies we've developed for searching for alien life is geared towards outer space and not inner Earth. Developing new and innovative detection methods would help uncover evidence of a subterranean civilization. Perhaps this could involve the use of advanced seismic imaging techniques capable of penetrating deep into the Earth's crust. Or maybe it's the development of sensitive instruments to detect subtle changes in the planet's magnetic field or gravitational signatures. Another approach might involve monitoring unusual patterns of geological activity, such as unexplained earthquakes or volcanic eruptions, which, the study says, could be evidence of subterranean civilization's presence. The Harvard professors believe that the analysis of these events could provide valuable insights into the possible existence and behavior of such a civilization. But as far as mainstream traditional science is concerned, the Earth is somewhat solid. Yes, Tibor, I know! A crust, layers of dirt and stuff, and a molten liquid core! The possibility of a subterranean civilization existing beneath our feet would require a big shift in our understanding of how the Earth's geology actually works. One of the most significant implications is our understanding of how the Earth's crust and mantle work. If an advanced civilization really does exist beneath our feet, they've most likely developed technologies to manipulate and control the geological processes which we believe to be very real. We definitely need to reconsider the processes that have shaped our planet, as well as the potential for hidden cavities, tunnels, or even structures that could support life. One of the key takeaways from the study is that society will have to accept alternative explanations for certain phenomena. These alternatives will result in a shift in research priorities, funding allocations, and academic prestige, potentially causing disagreements among professionals within these fields. The acceptance of unconventional explanations into mainstream research would also require a more open-minded approach to scientific inquiry, and also the scientific method, encouraging researchers to think outside of their traditional disciplinary boundaries. This could even lead to increased potential for fringe or unorthodox theories gaining more traction. And what if the cryptoterrestrial hypothesis proves to be true? How would it impact public perceptions? The sudden appearance of advanced civilizations beneath our feet will definitely lead to confusion, fear, or even panic among certain segments of the population. Governments, scientific institutions, and media outlets would need to collaborate closely to ensure that accurate information is disseminated to the public, avoiding sensationalism and misinformation, all while addressing legitimate concerns and questions. And now, for the fun stuff. Reptilians!
It's about frigging time.
The idea of reptilian humanoids running the Earth and ruling classes has been popularized by people like David Icke. Theorists believe that reptilian humanoids might be an evolutionary adaptation to life beneath the Earth's surface. Over time, these beings have developed unique physical characteristics, such as scaly skin or enhanced vision in low-light environments, which enable them to thrive in challenging conditions found deep within the planet. They They go on to propose that advanced subterranean civilizations might have engineered reptilian humanoids as a specialized workforce or a soldier class designed to excel in the harsh environments encountered during the construction of vast underground structures. Obviously, this raises questions about the potential motivations and ethics of such civilizations if this is true. Researchers also suggest that reptilian humanoids could be an example of convergent evolution, where unrelated species develop very similar traits in response to similar environmental pressures. So just for example of that, giant reptiles on other planets would have evolved independently of each other and then being crossbred for Earth's conditions. And yet other theorists make the claim that reptilian humanoids could be a result of genetic engineering performed by advanced civilizations. That these beings have been designed to thrive within Earth's unique and specific environments and adapt to their surroundings. It's also possible that reptilian humanoids are simply the result of natural evolution, where certain species have developed over time. In this sense, we could say they're modern-day cryptids, the living ancestors of dinosaurs or reptilian species destroyed by the great asteroid. I mean, after all, it makes sense. The evolutionary process suggests that we humans ourselves evolved from a type of fish that just one day learned how to walk on land. Some researchers and theorists, like David Icke, believe that these reptilian creatures are capable of shape-shifting to alter their physical appearance, and have been living among us for thousands of years, possibly even interbreeding with humans to create hybrid offspring. They believe that these reptilian cryptoterrestrials have infiltrated the ruling and governing classes of human societies, holding leadership positions in our governments and other influential positions. This could explain why certain individuals or groups seem to hold disproportionate amounts of power and influence over others, despite their lack of obvious qualifications or merit. It may also account for the unexplainable events and decisions that occur in the world of politics and finance. The existence of reptilian humanoids, whether as an evolutionary adaptation or engineered species, introduces some intriguing opportunities about the technological advancements and discoveries that we would uncover from studying these beings. From biological and physiological insights to breakthroughs in biomimicry to medicine and even our technology itself. Their study could inspire innovation in robotics, artificial intelligence, and even cybernetics. This could lead to the development of sophisticated autonomous systems capable of performing tasks beyond our physical capabilities. And heck, maybe they've already been helping us. It would certainly explain a lot. The Harvard study goes on to report that extraterrestrial life forms have possibly settled here on Earth, live among us, hidden in plain sight, and may even include time-traveling humans. But this definitely begs the question, is it not arrogant of us to assume we're in a position to study them? After all, if they wanted us to advance, wouldn't we already be there? The Cryptoterrestrial hypothesis paper has been met with a great deal of skepticism from experts. They view it as an attempt to legitimize UAP and UFO studies through the mass publishing of papers in various journals. It's an approach similar to the teach the controversy tactic that is employed by creationists, where fringe ideas are presented as worthy of consideration alongside established scientific theories. Critics argue that the paper's conclusion is not strong, and that the authors are stretching to make a case for cryptoterrestrials as a possible explanation for UAPs. A major criticism is that the paper relies heavily on taking the accounts of known UFO enthusiasts at face value without considering possible or likely explanations. And many experts view the paper as an example of junk science, characterized by an unwillingness to consider alternative explanations. The focus on cryptoterrestrials is also seen as a way to reinforce the idea that there is a mystery to UAPs that cannot be accounted for, while also offering extraterrestrial hypotheses, ETH, as the only other and more likely explanation. The paper's proposal of massive underground structures is also being heavily criticized. The likelihood of a hollow Earth is almost zero, and the construction of massive underground caverns would require enormous amounts of energy, which would have generated detectable seismic activity by now. Geologists and seismologists point out that no such activity has ever been observed. making it highly unlikely that such structures actually exist. Additionally, the idea of complex ecosystems thriving beneath our feet is met with skepticisms by biologists and ecologists, who highlight the lack of suitable habitats and resources to support diverse life forms within these environments. The paper has also been criticized for its reliance on anecdotal evidence and unverifiable sources, such as UFO enthusiast accounts and uncorroborated reports. This approach is a bit of a problem because it fails to provide real scientific examination of the data, and instead it relies on cherry-picked examples that support the author's proposals. They even claim that the use of a case study approach, where a small number of selected cases are presented as evidence, it comes across as biased and presumptuous. They say that the study seems to come from an assumption that its proposals and hypotheses are already strongly founded in fact. Overall, the paper's conclusions have been criticized as being overstated and not sufficiently supported by the evidence that's been presented. Skeptics and critics point out that the authors make sweeping claims about the existence of cryptoterrestrials and their potential relationship to UAPs. They further point out that the claims are not supported by measurable data, but instead on speculation and inference. But hey, let's not overlook the fact that this is Harvard University, the bastion of academia. Even though critics have argued that the study relies too heavily on anecdotal evidence, the study does actually live up to Harvard's rigorous academic standards. The authors have carefully curated a dataset of over 500 reports of UAPs that cannot be explained in conventional or traditional ways. Furthermore, the use of a case study approach has allowed the authors to actually drill down into the details of each event to identify common patterns that wouldn't have been possible to identify through more traditional means. This deep and detailed analysis has allowed the researchers to uncover a wealth of evidence that supports their cryptoterrestrial hypotheses, including those of eyewitness accounts of strange creatures and supernatural or paranormal phenomenon that defy explanation. The authors even go as far to point out that their conclusions are far from speculative, but rather firmly grounded in the data. And as for the idea that massive underground structures were created without any detectable seismic activity, they note that the lack of detectable seismic activity could be due to the fact that these structures are not being constructed in the classical sense, but are rather being grown or generated through an unknown means or technology. Not to mention that these structures were constructed in a time long before we had the technology or the means to even detect them. While skeptics may continue to raise objections, the study's findings are actually well supported by the data and represent a significant contribution to the scientific literature, even though it's a theory that is yet to be fully accepted by the mainstream. So here's the thing. Exploring the many mysteries of the universe and our planet, it means having to keep an open mind and considering new ideas and perspectives. While I personally do not buy into the idea that our leaders and royal families are actually shape-shifting reptilians, I mean, let's face facts here, we've gone through enough royals to have found out by now. I do appreciate and enjoy and even welcome the idea that there may actually be alien societies secretly sharing the planet with us. Harvard's cryptoterrestrial hypothesis proposes that advanced civilizations exist beneath our feet, under the cover of our oceans, and hidden from view by their sophisticated technology and engineering prowess. Oh, and that lizard people are real. Tibor! Is it socially acceptable to call them lizard people? It just doesn't seem right. What? Really? Well, I stand corrected and I humbly apologize to the reptoidal persons of diverse heritage community. But hey, what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Are the reptilians living among us? Are they UAPs piloted by an ancient earth-bound civilization hiding beneath the oceans or the crust of the earth? Are these reptilians running our government, schools, and economic systems? And while you're down there, please click the subscribe button to subscribe to this channel for the latest videos. And since you've made it this far, please be sure to click the like button and share buttons. I really appreciate your subscribing and supporting the channel. I have a lot more great stories to come, so hang in there and keep watching. If you want to read the Harvard study for yourself, I've provided a link to the PDF in the video's description. You might also be interested in the alien bodies that were recently discovered in Peru. It's a bizarre story that plays off of similar paranormal and supernatural theories and findings. Be sure to watch it next. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Until next time, have a great night.
This has been the Supernatural Chronicles. As the Carpathian night fades, many more mysteries remain. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share. And visit us online at www.supernaturalchronicles.com. Until next time, good night.